Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us for the Agency Navigators podcast. I'm Ro.
I'm Don.
We are partners at Agency CFO, but today we have a dear friend of ours, Austin from LAVA Automation. Welcome, Austin.
Thanks for having me on today, guys.
Oh, well, we didn't give you much of a choice, but we tried. So we want to talk about the industry influence and how independent insurance, how we've helped as CFOs, how we've integrated with you, and just kind of give a little bit of a backstory.
Well, I think, I met you guys through one of a mutual account of ours, and I saw the impact that you made to them, the structures that you provided their organization, and a lot of customers of mine, they come to me and they go, hey, because you work with so many agencies, like, what do you see working outside of what you offer? And I go, well, if you don't have a CFO, you need to talk to AFCO. And I think I was sitting at Ryan's office at the time, and I was like, bro, you definitely, need to talk to these guys. And anyways, and so, I definitely see you guys helping this industry. I don't know if you guys want to get into that.
Oh, I'm going to tell the story because it's so much fun. We were doing this, I think, just our normal introductory calls with Ryan, and obviously Mark. We're in his beautiful studio here. He was first with us, and Don and I were doing the intro, and then all of a sudden he comes in my office and he says, Ro, Austin just reached out. He said he liked everything so much he wants to be a part of that.
Now, for everybody, Austin is not an insurance agency owner.
That's right.
And essentially, we generally work with...
We only work, not
yeah.
exclusively, not generally, exclusively. But
I had to beg, I think, a little bit.
well, we also had a great mentor who once told us, find a way to say yes. And actually, that's really good advice to any entrepreneur. Find a way to say yes. And so when we did the talk, after we got over the initial, this is definitely different.
So, two things about your business that said, yeah, let's work together. One is you're tightly connected to the independent insurance space.
Yeah.
You know it inside
Your
and out.
products and services serve independent insurance agencies, just like we do.
The industry influence.
Secondly, when we looked at your business model, from a financial aspect, it runs very similar to an insurance agency.
Recurring revenue and kind of annual terms to some degree.
Absolutely. So it's extremely similar. So I said, absolutely.
And so Agency CFO, we always say we run like an independent insurance agency. We don't have the benefit of profit sharing or contingency.
Contingencies. I like some contingencies, yeah.
But we do understand, the same sales process, the same relationship driven. Yes, the annual revenue, the renewals, all of it.
Yeah, I think I talked to you guys with 3 or 4 of my accounts, and I'm just like listening to the sales pitch going, God, I need this in my life. And I was like, I don't have anyone in my corner that's, a sounding board to like measure best practices against. I didn't have anybody in my corner to, be that accountability. I didn't have anybody in my corner to, partner with me in some of my crazy, business adventures. And it's like, how do I get that in my company? And it was at the time where we had a lot of problems.
The good news is you're the typical owner.
Yeah.
We get that feedback all the time, and you are just like the independent insurance agency owner. The vast majority say they're on an island. It's lonely.
Yeah.
I don't have somebody to talk to on these issues.
Yeah.
We hear that all the time. And when we met you, what through your finances? And one of the reasons why we were excited to work with you is we believed in what you're doing.
The opportunity. The growth.
Yeah, you had it.
Thank you.
You had a business. You had a lot of great pieces in place, and really, it's been a great ride. How the growth that you've experienced in our continued experience. You had a really growing business, but it wasn't perfect.
A lot of problems. God my gosh, the problems. You could probably speak a lot better to them from a financial perspective, but we definitely had opportunity coming through, but the stability, and I think we were talking earlier, the cash flow and
financial security, the path of financial security
was missing. And so obviously that was the reason I couldn't wait to join you guys.
Yeah, and it's so common that we all want to grow. We all want to grow our agencies, grow our businesses, and it's great when we have top line growth. it's great when we have profitability.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when it's time to fund the next payroll, all that matters is, do I have enough cash in the bank that I can pay everybody?
Life as an entrepreneur.
And that's stressful.
Yeah.
When you're not certain, or we're cutting it real close, do I have enough to make my next payroll?
Yeah, yeah. So that's where you guys caught me. I think it was over about 2 years ago or something like that. It was like we were just kind of, hoping and prayer every month, And thankfully, here we are a few years later.
Yeah, so
and,
let's.
oh my gosh, things
all
are
right.
stable.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're in this. We had to develop this path,
Yeah.
and there were some hard conversations.
Yeah.
And there are times where we felt bad that we're really, really, really pushing Austin. But now look at you. You have this financial discipline.
Yeah, I do remember. Don's always a little more, calm, and Roe's always very much more. Roe
Really, we
comes
hadn't
in.
noticed.
Yeah, Roe comes in, and she's just, hey, you need to do these things.
If I get called in, it's like literally one of the calls. You're like, oh, you're on the call.
I'm in trouble today. Yeah, I know I'm in trouble. I remember going back, I was telling my wife, I was like, oh man, they told me what I needed to hear, and I guess I got to do it because I signed up for it, and so yeah.
Have you met him? He won't let you not do it.
Yeah.
He wants you to succeed.
Yeah, and then I think today the picture looks a little bit different, than
it's hugely
what it
different.
did back then, and I was telling somebody I think yesterday that you guys are my war consiglieres. And so
Love that.
I think a lot of people might have apprehension about hiring a CFO because the CFO is going to try and get you to save your growth, and I don't think that's ever been our relationship. You guys value my aggressive spending behavior where I'm trying to constantly put money to new initiatives to constantly kind of bend what we think is the expectation to meet the need for our customers. I think that's been a big relief for me, where I'm not fighting you on some of these initiatives, but you guys are keeping me kind of, in a controlled path in these things and making sure I don't see these other, tertiary things that are going to hit me when I do them.
We've called it the guardrails.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually one of our CFOs, Kayla, one of her clients said, you are my North Star, and you give me guardrails.
Yeah.
And we don't ever want to tell you not to grow or not to do something.
We are pro-growth.
Absolutely.
Growing the business is always the best way to increase valuation.
Yeah.
It's about growth.
Absolutely, but it's also, let's do it measured. It's okay. Your quick start jumps in. Let's do it much more measured and the right way.
I like the guardrail analogy, where I'm a big IndyCar fan, and we want to keep you from hitting the wall.
Sure.
You can come up close to it, but when you hit the wall, that's when something bad really happens.
And that's a really good analogy, because we are huge IndyCar fans, and at Indy they are in the 220 to, in qualifying 230 range.
Love speed.
Love speed.
But
So
just
we
don't
want
hit-
fast growth. We love it.
We love fast growth, but we can't allow anybody to hit the wall.
Yeah, I think you've said it to me once before, like, Austin, your company's growing like a rocket ship, but if you were to hit an asteroid or something, you're losing a wing. And so, like, how do you, anticipate these things and protect yourself from, destroying the airplane in the process, because you're just going so quick.
The faster you are moving, the faster your business is growing, there's a little bit more of an inherent risk. Speed. It's all about speed. Things are happening faster. And in your business, things are happening at a very fast pace. So that means business model, people, infrastructure, sales team.
And
These elements
balancing
are-
his travel, because you're at all the conferences, and we know the heavy burden going to all the conferences which is why we balance not going to them.
Your business changes
Balance.
more in a year than many typical agencies or other businesses will change over 5 years. Your speed is phenomenal, but it also, from a financial aspect, means you must have clarity, because the danger can come leap out, jump out in front of you, and you're moving so fast.
Yeah.
You got to keep you from you got to avoid that.
That's why I think that, the discipline that you guys, give me, and, the consistency of the meetings, You know, when
We don't let you escape, do we?
I try. I mean, maybe
You're
not.
a player.
Maybe not try to,
Well,
get out of
because
it, but I'm just busy. Right?
You're busy
Yeah.
and you're on the road and you're
Yeah.
moving, and it's like, no,
I'll
Austin,
be
we
gone
have to have this
for
call.
3 straight weeks, right?
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that you allowed me to kind of reschedule a few meetings.
If this was a high school, Austin, most likely to reschedule.
Now, what we've learned, one of the key aspects Agency CFO has learned over the years is what we call the cadence, or as you put it, that discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is essential.
absolutely.
And as much as, hey, we'll give you the day off, it's not good for either of us.
Yeah.
It's not good for your business.
Yeah.
And I know you fill the time. You have plenty of things going on.
Yeah.
But if we take our eye, or you allow you to take your eye off of the finances,
Sure.
then that wall gets too close. Too quick.
Yeah, I think in a more recent call, the sales were down a month or two ago, and I know I need to be tough on my team, but sometimes I don't do it, and Don's in there going, hey, what's up with producer, number one, and we need to have a conversation. Where's this numbers at? And I think internally I knew I needed to say it, but it was because of the call that okay, I'm going to go to it.
Well, and into our previous conversation with Mark, it's being on an island, and it's
Yeah.
having someone else to talk to. And we learn as much from our agency partners and our industry partners as we try to teach them.
Sure.
It really does go both ways. And it's been wild. The other part of watching lava just explode, here too, is understanding how you change your destination. It's like, oh yeah, I did this, let's go. Let's do the next initiative. It's the destination.
Yeah, and so I think, the insurance agencies, they have the same things. They're looking to hire, marketing staff. They're looking to hire or spend money in their marketing budget. They're looking to bring on new software. They've got a team of producers and CSRs and, kind of managing that chaos. And what I really liked about you guys is I think do we call it a book in your industry? Your portfolio of customers.
No, it's our book of business.
Your book of
yeah.
business, and and so your experience beyond, just 1 or 2 agencies, you guys have got some mega accounts that really kind of helps me feel secure in the information I'm getting. It's not you didn't start yesterday.
No.
No. Now, has Austin received his dashboard in the
Yeah,
intelligence
very
suite?
recently,
Yeah.
and the story is always consistent. When I first saw it, we call it standing up the dashboard.
Yeah.
And then I take 5 minutes and I go through it myself
Yeah.
and say, well, what can I learn from it? And there were some real things that jumped out, and I was excited.
We spin them differently.
I was excited to share that.
That was a fun call, to be honest.
Because I understood some of the dynamics of your business model. That I said, oh, there's some opportunities, or they call it problem, call it opportunities.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
a great
we were-
conversation.
Yeah, maybe some problems, but I like to. I'm definitely a glass half full kind of guy, and so I think we can turn issues into opportunities if you can see them. And
Sure.
so
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, and I probably should be ashamed of this. I don't think I had some of that data about my book.
You didn't.
Yeah.
We
do now.
created
Yeah.
a system
now.
to collect it,
Yeah.
to organize it so that it would be very usable.
Yeah.
Key data points.
Yeah, and so, I've been talking with my team, over the last few weeks about some of that data, and we're coming up to our fall planning, and actually that dashboard is going to probably take up a quarter of the day, if not half of a day, just so we can kind of go, hey, how do we look at this, and how do we create a plan for the next 12 months to go in and kind of course correct some of these opportunities, but it's the dashboard that's going to give us that conversation. So
So
I'm pretty stoked about
It's
that.
so worth it on our end then.
It
makes
creates a level of understanding not only for us at Agency
Yeah.
CFO, it creates, you learn some things that were immediate, like, oh, I didn't realize.
No idea.
And that's the same experience every agency owner, as we deliver for the first time, when they first see their dashboard, that's the exact same reaction. There'll be elements, oh, I did not realize, I did not know.
Yeah, so that's a blessing. Looking forward to fall planning here in a few weeks.
See,
Say
look at you go, Austin. You have financial discipline, you've got your planning in place, and you are just crushing your goals.
You've come a long way. We watched you come, there's no separation for a business owner between the business and the personal life. When something bad or good happens in the business, it's good or bad, And we've watched how that some of the business changes, now that you're not worried about making payroll,
Yeah.
hopefully you sleep a little better at night.
Quite a bit better at night. And I've spent more time with the family than I have,
That was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big
That
deal
was
for
a
me.
big,
I was
big deal.
working, 12, 15-hour days, 5-6 days a week. And
We've all been there. And
yeah, and so getting that time back has been good because, I've got a kid that wants to spend time with her dad. And so I think, you guys were a big, part of, me getting my time back, which is important to me.
Right. For you may be surprised. Look, from a CFO perspective, you may think we're all about the bottom line, but success isn't just about improving the bottom line if it doesn't improve your life.
yeah, and you were out of balance. You and I had some deep conversations about finding balance.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, a work in progress, but
Absolutely.
definitely improvement over the last few years, for sure.
It
Absolutely.
always will be. And
Yeah.
that's the journey. It's why
The destination will always change.
yeah, and it's never stale. We also get the question is, well, how long do I work with my CFO? Because when I reach a point where it's just the same thing, no, because the dynamics of life and business
If
change.
you're
as-
fast growth, if you
Yeah.
have goals and you know where you're going, we're on board.
the dynamics are changing. And I know
Excellent.
we continue to talk about the changing dynamics of your business.
Yeah, the evolutions continue to produce, I think, problems or opportunities. And, what's the next plan? And, almost every month or quarter, there's some new challenge I think we're kind of addressing, or old things are resurfacing that, have been maybe forgotten a bit. And it's like, having that accountability, partner in you guys has been really nice because, as we start these new initiatives, I do forget some of the basics sometimes, it's like, oh God, we gotta get back to that.
Well, we're in it together.
Yeah.
We are in it together. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for your.
Absolutely. We love your friendship. We love your partnership. And hey, it's one industry. We're all together.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So Agency CFO, please reach out to us
I'm Don. Reach out to me at Don at Agency CFO.
and be financially well.